So here are the answers to the decimal percent conversion problems. I just wanted to show you how I got some of those answers on the Desmos calculator. You can see some of my calculations here, like for the very first one, 0.5 is definitely 50%. We knew that already. If you didn't, you can do 0.5 times 100, and there's our 50%. So for all the decimal 2%, I just multiplied by 100, or some of you know you can move the decimal point 2 places to the right. For all of the percent to decimals, like the 75% to a decimal, I divided by 100. And when you divide in the Desmos calculator, they write it as a fraction. For instance, let me do the 30% one. So if 30%, we want to write it as a decimal. If we don't know what it is, we can, of course, divide. So I'm hitting the divide key by 100. Notice how it writes it as a fraction and then puts the answer right over here. Here's a little cool thing about Desmos calculator. Any decimal answer you can convert to a fraction just by pressing it, or you can go back and forth from decimal to percent. So I got all the rest of these answers here for percent by dividing by 100, dividing whatever I had here by 100. Let's look at the 7/8 for a minute and how I entered that. There is a fraction icon here, so if you want to enter a fraction, you can use this A over B key. There's 7/8, and I want to divide, so I'm going to do divide by 100, and look at how it writes it. It writes it as a fraction. I want to get rid of that gray box underneath it. Yeah, just divide by 100. And then when I just have 7/8 divided by 100, there's the answer right there, and there's the answer I have here for 7/8%. It's the same as 0.00875. Let's look at this next one, this 33⅓%, and how I had to enter it in this particular calculator, a comeback calculator. So this is interesting. This calculator does not take mixed numbers well, so you have to put them in like this. So 33⅓, I can put in as 33 and, stop doing it, 33 and plus 1/3. And notice I've put it in parentheses, so that's 33 plus 1/3, and I want to divide it by 100. And notice how Desmos does that dividing. And there's that 0.33333333, which is what I have right there. Comeback calculator. So then for 3.5%, and I can just put another row in, for 3.5%, again, I have to do 3 plus 1/2. I'll use the fraction icon, 1, I guess it's an icon, T. And then divide. And we know what Desmos will do. It'll put it underneath. And as soon as I have that 100 there, the answer is there, 0.035. So that's a summary of the answers. I'm sure these were no problems for you, but I also want to introduce you to some of the features of the Desmos calculator.